Hi guys, how you doing? Happy Halloween! This is Madhvi here, and we are back with the predictions for the month of November. And as you can see, I've got all these lovely four decks, different decks lined up for you. The Urban Tarot, this is a new version of it. I did review the earlier version of it. If you want me to review the newer version of it, let me know in the comments. I will do that review video, but the cards are brilliant, as you will see. I'm going to use this one for the general readings. Then the Dreaming Way Tarot is for the relationships and romance part of the reading. The Dreaming Way Lenormand deck, yep, Lenormand is coming back. So we're going to use that for the work related readings. And the Inner Landscape Oracle deck, I'm going to use again, just like last time, November. I'm also going to continue with my shadow work theme here. So I'm going to be using this particular Oracle deck to talk about the shadow work aspects for those of you who are interested in that. And as always, the timestamps for each sign are given in the description of the video. You can just directly click on that timestamp and the video will jump to that particular sign. Also, my suggestion is to look for the prediction for your sun sign and your moon sign and your ascendant sign. So that way, and combine it all. So that way you get to see a much more clearer picture, much more comprehensive picture, as much as possible, as much as personal as this kind of a reading can get for you. And if you need a personal reading, if you need readings for very specific topics, questions, subjects, issues, whatever it may be, you know, you can always reach out to me. You can always book a reading with me. I have posted the links in the video description, so you can totally have a look at that. All right, so without any further ado, let's just get right into it. Hey guys, how you doing? This is Madhvi from TaroticallySpeaking.com, your tarot blogger, deck and book reviewer, and maker of these awesome videos on YouTube. I'm also a tarot card reader and mentor, and an author of this awesome book on tarot, which is available on Amazon, both paperback and Kindle, all over the world. Now, all of these links and more are in the description, so do check that out. And at the end of this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more such awesome tarot videos. Alright, so now let's see what November 2019 holds in store for the air signs, which are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So, first up is Gemini. Go, I've already pulled the cards. So this is the general reading. Okay, so this is the reading that is, overarching all over various areas of your life, all areas of just, generally the energy at play. And here you have Two of Pentacles or change. And that is paired up with the Devil reversed. This is a very interesting energy considering the symbol of Gemini is usually, Gemini twins, a boy and a girl. And Geminis are often considered to have, like multiple facets to their personality, different facets. And then you have the, the two here, the Two of Pentacles, right? This is again duality. And the Devil card here, although it's reversed, he's typically now in this particular deck he's shown like a totally like a bad boy kind of a thing, but traditionally the Devil has the Lovers card, the people from the Lovers card in there. So I was just thinking that there's a lot of dual here, but which is very, very interesting considering we are talking Gemini. So anyway, to the reading, here you have an energy which is talking about transformation and change, right? And at the same time, Two of Pentacles also brings that whole, trying different things out. Multiple things are being tried out in order to get the result that you are wanting. Maybe something is in one direction, something is in another direction, and it feels like it's like, if you see this lemniscate, it feels like an endless cycle. It seems like you are caught up in something that seems endless maybe. And but at the same time it is also helping you bring about that change that you want in your life. So it's like there's a lot of work going on. There's a lot of practical hard work going on in order to bring about the desired change in your life, and you're really working at it. And although it seems like it's endless, it is something that is kind of powering you up in ways that you probably don't even realize right now. But if you sit and think about it, you might even understand. And what's happening as a result of this is the devil reverse. The devil talks about an energy which kind of holds you in its grasp and in its thrall. It's not necessarily always a good sort of energy, right? The devil is all about material benefits. This is a pentacle card, and therefore all sorts of earth energy and material benefits, yes. But to be in the grasp of something, right, is what the devil is all about. But in this reverse, you're going to actually you're going to start coming out of the grasp of that, whatever it is that's held you for so long. So if I put this together, whatever it is, keep doing, working at it, keep creating that change. Even if it feels like an endless ordeal, keep pushing yourself, right? Keep doing whatever it is that you're doing, and working towards that goal, that change that you want to create, because ultimately it is helping you free yourself from something that is deep and dark and that has held you in its grip for a very, very long time. And sooner or later, you are going to find yourself free from this grasp, and you're going to find yourself changed in a very positive and in a very, like the word transformation is coming into my mind. So you're going to find yourself transformed very, very powerfully, very, very positively, and in a very, very real, tangible way. Okay, so this is what November is all about. It's about working and creating that change, working hard to create and bring about that change. But not just the change isn't just about the change itself. It's about freeing yourself from the grasp of something dark that may or may not have kind of held you captive or in its grip or thrall or something like that. And you're really, I mean, if I were to practically explain how this situation sort of feels like, is when I, the energy, it's reminding me of the situation like when I was trying to quit smoking. And in order to quit smoking, right, smoking, the habit smoking, see, I see the cigarette here, smoking, when I was trying to quit smoking, I was, you sit and you say, oh, these are my triggers, these are the things that make me want to smoke. And I was practically working on finding different ways and things to do uh, to help me distract myself or do something else, and whether it was mental, physical, psychological. Like occasionally I would just walk around, I would just go take a walk around my house. Sometimes I would pop a chewing gum, sometimes I would just literally basically just keep, take a pencil and play with it, because it's that whole hand fingers thing, right, with a cigarette in your hand. So my point is, example wise, is like whatever it is tangibly that you are doing to get yourself in a better situation, to change for the better, it is going to help you come out of that grip of that habit, even, or of whatever it is that's kind of holding you in its grasp, and has created kind of like a mental prison for you there. Okay, so that was the example. I just remembered it, how it felt when I was doing that, right? Okay, so next up, of course, is the relationship aspect. Like I've been saying all throughout, relationships could be your relationships with anybody. It's not necessarily romantic, but it could also be talking about the romantic energy at play. So, just see where it applies. So here we have the Queen of Swords. She's sharp, she's wise. And then, ooh, the Hierophant, right? So now, in your relationships, I think you will be called upon to analyze something or judge something or decide something. It's like this is going to be a month where most likely a lot of your friends are going to come to you with their issues, with their troubles, with their situations or whatnot, and they're going to be like, now come on, you tell me, what do you think, what do you think? And you're going to be have to play that role of an all-knowing, wise sort of person there, and someone who feels who has been appointed really by your friend to help you figure out right from wrong, right? The right position, the wrong thing to do, and all of that. And this is your role there, like the Queen of Swords. You're going to be wise, and you're going to tell them, yes, this is correct, this is not correct, this is what you should do, this is what is not right, what the not the right thing to do. The point is, you're going to use your powers of discernment. You're going to use that energy, and you're going to use your inherent sense of right and wrong to the ability to see both sides of an issue, and then guide people into doing what is right. I think that is going to be majorly your role, especially in all the relationships, or across the different relationships that are important to you, or that will show up in your life. I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to be the person that they're going to come to for advice, for guidance, and you're going to be the person who kind of tells them, okay, do this, do that, this is the right thing to do, so on and so forth. All right, so now let's see how energy shows up in the workspace. So this is, oh, the snake, and then followed by stork. You know what? The stork wins over the snake. So here's what I'm seeing right now. Snake is a betrayal or a betrayer, or maybe even both. There is some sort of a situation at your workplace where you will be the subject of a betrayal, or someone you trust, right? Most probably a beautiful lady will be someone who behind your back says nasty things about you, or literally stabs you in the back, or not literally but figuratively stabs you in the back. This person is going to betray you, is going to do something to hurt you. But the stork comes on and gives you such an ability that it is through this betrayal that you are now in a position of power, taking things to the next level, able to, because this betrayal will come to light, or because this betrayer shows himself or herself, and this whole situation, this whole crazy situation that happens at work, which is surrounding a betrayal, will actually elevate your status, will actually take you to the next level, you'll benefit greatly from this betrayal. So it's literally going to be, this person is going to regret doing what they do to you, because but that doesn't mean that you should be completely moving about unawares. Just keep your eye out on what the real undercurrent is at work, so that you can catch this betrayer and make sure you can be in a position where you can actually take advantage of that whole entire nasty situation to get your position in a better way. Okay? All right, Gemini. So now this month of November is also, if you are getting into shadow work, or if you're going to do some inner work, perhaps, journaling, meditation, and all of that, thinking something that, deep level stuff, then this card from the Inner Landscape Oracle is also for you. Let's see what it is. This is an interesting set of images and words. There's a whole stack of books here, and then it says wealth, right? So knowledge, the wealth of knowledge, right? So now here's my thought process for you, something in terms of inner work. Does knowledge and wisdom come from books? Or what is the wealth of knowledge that you possess? Maybe something that enables you to be in this position. Hierophant is also all about knowledge, right? So, and secondly, all this practical energy, all of it together, this knowledge of this betrayal is going to elevate your status. All kinds of things come together to represent knowledge here. Now, here they've shown books. Here they have shown a stack of books, but knowledge can come in different ways, in different shapes, in different experiences. And all of this knowledge contributes together to create a very different kind of wealth. Now, in this month, I want you to sit down and reflect. What sorts of knowledge-based wealth do you have? What kind of experiences have actually helped you? What knowledge of what things has actually helped you grow and become the wise person that you are today? What is this wealth of knowledge that you really, really possess? And from a shadow work angle, right, we're also talking about knowledge of, darker stuff. And by darker stuff, I'm not talking about black magic or some weird stuff like that, not the darker occult stuff. No, I'm talking about knowledge, the knowledge of darker stuff, like, bad things, bad stuff, which sometimes people are like, oh, you know how to do that, but that's wrong, but you know it, right? So what kind of knowledge do you possess that you don't want to share with the world, that you don't want the other people to know, and why? That is something interesting. Why is it bad? Why is it considered bad? And what circumstances led you to learning it? And how is it wrong for you in that way? And all of that. It's just basically a journey of self exploration, and these random thoughts are just maybe prompts to help you along. But as an individual, everybody will come to their own unique conclusion. So it's meant to be something that will kind of push you into a journey of introspection, so to speak. So that's what this card is all about. Okay, so think about it. You can journal it. You can write about it. You can talk about it with someone you trust if you want to. Or a lot of things. Basically, interesting journaling prompt right there. And inner work and shadow work. So Gemini, this one's for you. Okay. Next up, we have Libra. Libra. Okay. So Libra, this is your general reading. So by general reading, I mean this, this reading covers a broader, larger life area, than just, say relationships or work, that's very specific. This is like, all of it, that sort of thing. And you get Ace of Cups reversed with the moon. It's all water here. Very interesting. Very interesting. This is going to be a very emotional month, first and foremost, for you, Libra. Ace of Cups reversed. Ace of Cups is all about emotions and feelings, and they could be happy, they could be sad. It's just a lot of that feeling energy. Now, when this cup is reversed, imagine all that water flowing out. There are two things that come to mind here. One is a lot of the pent up, held in emotion finally is let out. And secondly, now your cup is empty. See, this is something very, very interesting, specifically from a learning perspective, right? It brings that story to mind where this is the student approached a teacher saying, "Hey, I know I've read all these books, I've studied all this knowledge, I've accumulated all this wisdom, and yet I have not achieved enlightenment." This is a Zen story, by the way. So the master says, "All right, sit down. Let's have a cup of tea." And he sets down the cup and starts pouring tea into it. And he doesn't stop. He's just pouring. Eventually, the cup is full and starts overflowing. And the student is like, "Master, stop. The cup is already full." And that's exactly what it is. The master says, "Your cup is already full. You need to first empty it before something can be poured into it." So That's when the student realized that all that he had learned and studied and all that stuff that he had done so far had filled his cup so much that there was therefore no space for anything else. And probably that was the reason why, he wasn't finding his path to enlightenment yet. So he had to empty that cup. So that's the second thing about it. Now, what comes to mind, these are the two things that came to mind, that it's going to be an emotional moment, especially paired with the moon card. A lot of stuff that you have held in, a lot of stuff that you have kept hidden, maybe a lot of stuff that you have never talked about or shown to people, emotions wise, things are going to come out and reveal themselves, to the people around you or to the people concerned. And that ultimately is going to empty your cup. It's going to create that space that you need for some positive, powerful emotions to come in after that. So, again, it is going to be a very emotional journey here, both externally and internally, right? The moon card promises here, along with this Ace of Cups reverse, to bring you to that place where emotionally it's going to be a very trying month. That is also there. That's the feeling I'm getting. But deep down in the depths of your subconscious, in the depths of that hidden, shadowy world of yours, is also the strength, the power, the primal energy that you need to power through this month is also there, right? It is all often people say that I have all these troubles come to me, but the thing is that the universe does not give you anything that you are not ready for. The fact that these troubles have come to you is because you are in a position to really handle it, but you sometimes need to plumb the depths of your world, or of your inner self, to find that strength. And that is the journey that you will have to go through in this month. So emotionally, it's going to be rough on you. I'm not going to be sugarcoating this, because I don't think you need that. uh, just get ready to handle it as it comes, okay? All right, the next part is obviously the relationship angle, and we are talking about all kinds of relationships, not just romantic, but it could apply to your romantic, part of your life also. So here we go. We have here the Ten of Pentacles reversed with the Four of Swords. Okay, so right, all this emotional stuff happening, and then in the relationship area, we have Ten of Pentacles. This is a very different Ten of Pentacles compared to your standard Ten of Pentacles. Have a look. All these pentacles and all these people sort of whispering, gossiping amongst themselves. Do you see that? And, looking and pointing and saying, oh, that guy, that sort of thing. If I were to just put it all together, what I see here with this Ten of Pentacles is that, a lot of people think that they know you. A lot of people think that they understand you. A lot of people think that they understand what you're all about. They have all sorts of different ideas and opinions about you and how you live your life. And those people are going to be thwarted. I mean, literally, they're going to fall flat on their face. That's one thing. But those people, whoever they are, so far, who, if they have been hidden from your view, are going to reveal themselves to you. And ultimately, once all that BS comes to light and is revealed and is out of the way, you're going to be like, damn it, I need a moment to just be by myself and chill, which, ties very, very well with what came through in the general reading. You will need a few moments after this nonsense situations to sort of sit by yourself and deal with the ramifications of what was revealed, to understand to the implications of what came out, and to sort of make sense of it and to reconcile yourself with it. Okay, so when that moment comes, take that moment to just and preferably just be by yourself and just try to get it all in there. Secondly, this sort of energy again, especially in the relationships area, you're going to discover that there are many people in your life whom you thought knew you, and whom you thought considered you as a good friend, or saw you in a good light. You will realize that that is not necessarily true, and you will need some time to deal with it. It's not an easy month so far. Let's see if the work aspect gives you some breathing space. We have heart. Okay, that's promising. And bouquet. Oh, that is promising. So work seems like the only respite you have in this month, Libra. So while all this is going on in your general and relationship area, work seems the one place where you're going to find appreciation and success and joy. Heart is all about love, and heart is all about the things that you love, the people that you love, everything and anything that you love, something that gives you genuine, heartfelt joy. And bouquet is all about success, happiness, beauty, joy, fulfillment, satisfaction, that sort of thing. It's happiness. So both these happy cards combined are telling you that you will receive success and admiration and adulation for something that you did, which was something, some in your workspace, something that you did that gave you real joy when you did that. You were so happy when you did that particular project or job or work or whatever it is, and it's going to be appreciated by the powers that be. And there will be recognition, there will be some sort of recognition coming your way for doing what you loved doing anyhow. And so it seems like the only good part or the good bit that happens right now, because all over elsewhere you're gonna or maybe because of this, these people are gonna be revealed. You really don't know, but the point is how it will unfold. But this part seems to be like the one sort of light that keeps shining in the month of November for you. So wow, okay, but that's good, right? At least there's something, there's always that balance. So now, if you're also doing some inner work, or if you want to sit down and do some journaling or shadow work or anything, along those lines, something for, something that you need to ponder upon, think about, all of that, this is the card for you, which says Pathfinder. And there's an image of a pair of wolves there, and shining eyes in the background. It's like a pack of wolves, right? So in the darkness of the night, these wolves are able to find their path through whatever it is. And it's very interesting that this imagery comes here, because in the moon card, right, you have traditionally you have, on one side there is a wolf, on one side there is a tame dog. They describe the primal instinct and the tamed instinct, right? And then you have your wolf here saying Pathfinder. So in this entire situation, one thing that you will strongly realize is that your instinct is very finely tuned, that your primal instinct, actually, what we usually also sometimes push down into the shadow, the animal instinct that we have, which in the moon card you see here with these two animals right there. Whatever we've pushed, the primal stuff that is being pushed away is actually your strong intuitive primal instinct, the survival instinct even, and that is going to help you find your path, right? So this is something for you to introspect here while you're going through the ups and downs of this month, is how are my instincts saving me and helping me today, guiding me today, showing me the way today through all the troubles and tough times that are coming my way? How are my instincts so in this powerful position? Another point to think about here could be, how did you develop these instincts? How did they come about? Where do they emerge from? And where are they taking you ultimately? And why have you pushed them away if you have pushed them away? So this is something that you need to think about, that this is something that you can ponder upon while all this sort of unfolds around you. How does your instinct save the day and show you the way? And where it comes from and where it's taking you, and what is this core energy really all about? And why have you pushed it aside? Why have you put it, in the darkest corners of your sort of psyche there? Why not, somehow find a way to use this instinct? Because if it's helping you, survive the tough times, what's preventing you from, using it on a more fairly sort of regular basis? See, these are just my random things that are popping into my mind. But you can look at this image. Maybe my words will guide you. Maybe you'll feel guided in some other way. Ultimately, use this as a prompt for thinking, for contemplation, for your inner work, for even your shadow work this month. And ultimately, we will all reach our own conclusions, obviously, because we have all, different journeys and different paths to follow. But this is a nice sort of prompt that'll help you going for this month, with how it's all kind of lined up, making sense with all that's going on, right? Ooh, okay, so that was Libra. And next up, we have Aquarius. So, here we go. Aquarius, this is your general reading, which means this covers, broadly the entire sort of your life area. While, the relationship and the work reading will focus only on those specific areas, this is like everything. This includes this and, everything else. Okay. So we have Seven of Pentacles, which is, in the thought tradition, this one's called failure, and it's in the reverse. So, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is called gain. This is also in the reverse, which is pretty interesting here. So it's kind of, I would say, you have finally, because again, this is an interesting photo or image here. This is like, what is this? Oh, blackout, right? A blackout, power, no power, lack of power, right? But and that's creating that failure energy there. But now in the reverse, so you're coming out of a dark period, a dark space, especially maybe related to money also, because all pentacles here, right? So or on a very real, tangible level, you're slowly coming out of a very, very dark phase. And it's very difficult to get back on your feet. It has been very difficult for you to make sense of what happened and sort of find your way back to some semblance of feeling grounded or feeling normal, right? This thing just basically while it didn't literally like shake everything up, it really plunged you into a very dark space, like practically, right? It was a very tough period. So having dealt with that, having come out of that space, you still want to be in a place where you are financially, emotionally, mentally, comfortable and enjoying all the benefits of all your hard work and all of that. However, you're not quite there yet. So between the 7 and the 9, you may be somewhere in the 8. There, you're figuring it out. 8 of Pentacles, there's that whole energy of learning and doing. So you've gone through it. You've come to this point where everything just didn't work out. But finally, you're coming out of that space, and your aim is to be in a place again where everything is working out, everything is good and comfortable and happy, and there's abundance, there's plenty, there's satisfaction and all of that. But right now you're in that middle space, you're transitioning. And so don't be in a rush, don't be in a hurry, don't try to make as the old saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. So you need to take it one step at a time. You need to be a little bit more patient with yourself. And yes, you will eventually come to that point of the 9 of Pentacles will be upright again, but but there's a long way to get there. And so be patient with yourself, be understanding with yourself. Don't get too caught up with wanting to prove yourself even, because you don't need to. You know what kind of person you are, you know what sort of a person you are, and you don't need to go outside and prove anything to anybody anymore. You are strong and good and brilliant. So stay strong, stay focused, keep walking down the path that you've chosen. Eventually you will get to where you want to get to, but don't be in a rush, okay? So no, maybe in the month of November you might not completely accomplish this Nine of Pentacles goal, but you will be on your way towards accomplishing it, okay? Which is definitely better than this situation here, right? Right? You're on your way. So be patient, be kind with yourself right there. Don't be too much, don't get, because then that'll lead to feeling frustrated if you don't achieve everything right in one day, kind of a thing. It's not gonna happen like that. So be patient with yourself. Okay? Okay, so Aquarius. Now this we move to the next section, and this is the relationship energy. So this could be about your romantic relationship, or this could be just about, just any relationship that kind of takes focus in this month. Okay. So here we have the Page of Wands reversed, as paired with the Seven of Wands reversed. So this is pretty interesting. So what I see here is there's going to be some moments where you're gonna feel like, oh, I need to shine, I need to show off, I need to do my thing, right? You just show some sort of, you have this personality and you want to show it off, but it will not necessarily go down well. Plus there's going to be a lot of stuff coming at you, and you're not going to be in a very strong position to handle it. Seems to me that what I'm sensing here, what I'm getting here, is that a lot of things that you may have done in the past are going to catch up with you. I'm not saying it's all bad things. I'm just saying that maybe you didn't necessarily behave nicely with someone, or you didn't necessarily, or maybe that's what they thought, or you didn't necessarily do the right thing by someone, or at least that's what they thought. Whatever way you want to sort of rationalize it, but you're sort of your misbehavior is actually going to come back to bite you in your ASS. So just be aware that so let's say like in your relationship with maybe a friend, you may have not given him enough time, or him not paid her enough attention, for instance, and that's going to come back at you. And maybe you need their time, or you need their attention right now, and you're not gonna get it. The point is, you're gonna realize how, and they're gonna make it very, very clear to you that, hey, when I needed you, you weren't there. So I'm not doing this on purpose, but today I am genuinely busy, and sorry I can't be there for you. And you're gonna feel it. You're gonna really feel it. So there are some hard lessons for you this month, all things considered. But I'm just saying that sometimes humility is not a bad thing, and maybe you should consider that, because you need to, like, you're expecting miracles from yourself, and you're expecting people to be understanding of all sorts of things from you, when you have not shown that sort of compassion towards yourself here in this general situation, and towards other people in that relationship situation. Oh, well, let's hope the work situation is a little bit better. We have lilies, so it could be a good thing, and lady. Okay, then. So at work, ultimately, I think, because okay, this is two ways this can be interpreted. If you are a woman or identify as a woman, then this lady is you, and lilies is talking about success and fidelity, specifically in the work situation. So some projects which were started a while ago, and are have that whole long running projects, that kind of thing, they will start showing results. You will start seeing results finally, eventually, from those long standing things. And you will be happy because finally, after a long wait, the success will start to happen. Like this energy said, don't be in a mad rush to say, oh, I have accomplished everything. No, there's still some things to happen before this project is completely sort of done. Okay, so don't be in a rush, but ultimately you're going to start seeing the success for the long standing, long running projects. Secondly, about the fidelity part. If at some point your loyalty or your dedication to your job or to the project or whatever it is was ever in question, ultimately I think it's going to be revealed that you are so much more worth it. You are loyal, you are dedicated, and you've put in your heart and soul in this project. And so therefore, your side will finally be revealed, and people will be like, okay, so even if we did question her loyalty or her dedication to this particular project, looks like she is proving herself, that sort of thing. Now, the second aspect of this combination is, if you're not a lady, or you don't identify as a lady, you're a guy, or identify as a guy, then this lady is some lady in the workplace who has a lot, a lot to say, or who is in a very strong position, specifically to do with this long-term project. So now what you're going to see is that this long-term project, which maybe was initiated by this lady who might be the project manager, project leader, or something along those lines, is finally going to start seeing this, the success. And if you're part of that project, then it's her celebration and yours too, right? And if again the same thing, if people ever question her loyalty, her dedication, and everything to the task, it will be seen that she is loyal and dedicated to all the things about this project. So essentially, if this person could very well be your boss, if, lady boss, if that's how you have a boss who is a lady. So then, or someone who is in charge, or someone who is plays an important role in this particular project. So something essentially long term finally starts to see the success. There's a lady around it, and it's good energy. Her loyalty, her dedication is clear for everybody to see. Next up, of course, in this reading is also your inner work card. So if you are thinking of, say, doing some sort of inner work or shadow work this month, or just journal, contemplate, think, any of that, and if you need a good prompt that will really work with your energy this month, here we have hibernation. Very interesting. Again, very much aligned with the energy of the month, right? Sometimes, right? Now, here are my thoughts, which could help you with some pondering, with some journaling, and so on and so forth. This card is called hibernation, and essentially the image is of a tree that has shed its leaves. The ground is covered in snow, or what seems like snow. It's all barren, but it's not completely dead. It's not gone. It's in hibernation, right? Essentially, it's winter. It's that season where nothing grows. But does it mean that it is all gone and dead and over? No, because when winter is over, spring will come, and the snow will melt. The frost will melt away, and the ground will become warm again, and this tree will have leaves again. Sometimes this sort of hibernation is essential, can be essential, or this sort of non-growing space is essential. Why? Because it allows you to rest. It allows you to, just like the term hibernation also brings into mind, the big bears, right? Just before they go into hibernation, they eat a lot of stuff, and then they go to sleep, and then they sleep for months on end, right? And all that food that they have eaten it gets digested, but so basically it's fuel for them through that hibernating period, and then they wake up, and they're like, okay, let's get to it, right? And they have all that energy to do stuff. Also, they, now it's spring, and they will have children, and all that sort of stuff will happen. So that is the energy here. So before something can, sometimes you need to, like in this here, you went through that phase of that winter, that tough times here, and maybe right now, or even this project which is taking a while to actually flower and become fruitful, or good and successful. What I'm saying is hibernation here could be also talking about this period where nothing happens, but actually underneath the surface you are strengthening, you are becoming more hardy, more resilient, more able to face these cold, harsh times. And they will come again and again in life, because seasons keep coming back again and again. And so this hibernation will become an essential part of the story. How Now here's what I'm thinking, in terms of journaling, in terms of taking this to the next level. You can look at this card and say, okay, what are the periods in my life where I went through this, right? In terms of shadow work, you can even try to figure out what sort of fears and what have those fears prompted, what sort of fears came into being as a result of these hibernation type periods in your life. And how did you tackle them, or how are you going to tackle them? You can think about how this hibernation period actually then later maybe helped you. After that period was over, how did things become? So look at the different times in your life that it seemed like everything is in hibernation, but then how did it all turn into spring, and how did things started go back to being flowering and fruitful and happy and all of that again? And what is it, a seasonal cyclical sort of a thing that keeps happening over and over in your life? Is there a pattern? Is this something that you can use to grow from? Is this something that can power you or empower you in some way? Just random thoughts that hopefully should keep you going in your journaling or in your pondering. This is a good prompt, because the energy of the month sort of aligns with it too. So see see where that takes you in your thinking. Okay. And like I keep saying, everybody, we all have different approaches, different experiences, different lives, and therefore it is very likely we all will reach different conclusions. So this card is not necessarily going to have a one answer fits all kind of an answer, which is great, because this, as long as the answer is meaningful to you, is great. All right. Oh, so that was the air signs. Interesting. Hey, I hope that the readings that I just did are helpful and meaningful for you in the month of November 2019. Thank you so much for your time and for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Okay, it encourages me a lot. Believe me, seeing your likes is something. It makes me feel really good. Makes me feel like, oh yeah, okay, they liked it, they got it, they appreciated it. And so yeah, and if whatever you feel like, if it resonated with you, if it made sense with to you, if you like, yeah man, this means if you felt that, yeah, right, kind of thing, just go ahead and put your thoughts in the comment section. Okay, I like hearing from you as well. So I hope your November is awesome and great, and the guidance from the cards that has come through for you is helpful for you in figuring out your path, in handling whatever comes your way in that month. And I hope that everything works out. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye for now. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Please give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, where I post my card a day readings every day. You can also order a reading for yourself, or you can learn how to read tarot from me, of course. All of these links are in the description, so check that out. I will see you again in my next video. Until then, stay good, be good, and play with your cards. Bye now.